Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. It's Monday. Are you excited? Are you pumped up for this week? Let me tell you what I'm excited about this week. I don't want to jinx this, so don't hate me if it doesn't happen. But Simon, I need you to keep up with your rain dance because it looks like we might actually get some rain this week. Some much needed rain this week. So cross your fingers and your toes that this little depression or investigation, Invest 91 that's in the Gulf right now stays on course because the valley is fixing to get some rain, but it's supposed to come all the way up here to Laredo. Hopefully it goes a little further up the river also, because Lord knows we need some rain. We're looking at some serious rainfall over this coming week, which is also going to bring us some cooler temperatures. So I'm super pumped. Now just pray it doesn't fake us out and then go up towards Houston, because we need it here. Okay. They're very selfish up there in Houston with their rainstorms. And so therefore, South Texas, we need this rain because it's going to bring us some cooler temps. It's going to bring us some much needed we have a lemon tree. When we bought the house, there was a lemon tree in the backyard. And when I was home gardening all of the time or taking care of the backyard all the time, I always made sure to water the lemon tree. Well, we had somebody come and they were supposed to prune it 2 years ago. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. They were just supposed to prune it. Well, they didn't prune it. They hacked it. I mean, they hacked it to death. And I was like, man, we ain't ever going to get another lemon on this tree again. Sure enough, this year, the babies have never seen the lemons on the tree before. This year, it started producing buds and flowers again. So it's like, yay, we can have fresh lemons and lemonade again. Well, because I haven't been thinking about it, guess what was not getting watered? That's right, the lemon tree. So anyway, fast forward yesterday? I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or Saturday. Arthur comes running in. He goes, Mom, do you remember the lemon tree? And I was like, oh, dang it. Yeah, it probably looks awful right now. He goes, no, Mom, it looks fantastic. You got to come see it. There's lemons all over it. And I'm like, we haven't had any rain. We don't use the water sprinklers in the backyard, and the backyard looks like a jungle. I don't think this is gonna. No, Mom, you have to come see it. You have to come see it. So I said, okay. So I go out there and I look at this lemon tree, and there's probably about, 20 or so lemons on there, but they are the most well-focused looking things you've ever seen in your life. They're about, that big around, and then they're like all shriveled up and almost brown. And he is so stinking proud of those daggum lemons. And I said, Bear, listen, we forgot. I said, look, I'll own it. I totally forgot that we need to take care of this lemon tree this year. Because it's been so long since we've gotten any lemons off it. I forgot. But we can't use these lemons. And he's like, yes, we can, Mom, if you just try. And I'm like, but there's anything in those lemons. So I'm going to have to kind of prune those off a little bit. Hopefully this rain will kickstart it and get it some vitality back, and maybe we can have some fall lemons. But he was so excited. And then I felt like a jerk, especially because we talk about wanting to do gardens and stuff like this on the show. Ashley went all in and got her chickens. So she did her part, and then the rest of us did do our parts with gardens. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with those lemons. But if we get some rain, those of you who were taking care of your gardens and fruit trees, you'll get a much needed thing. Now, they don't expect it to get extreme or crazy or anything because of the Sahara dirt winds, I think is what they're called. Hold on, let me pull it up here. Wrong tropical storm. Here we go. I'm going to tell you exactly what they're called. I think that's what it was called. The Sahara dusts in the region. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is that Laredo South Texas, but Laredo specifically, we have like this little perfect melting pot for every allergen known to man. So even people who never had allergies their entire life, they come here to South Texas, and this whole new world of allergies just gets bestowed upon them. And this is real. I'm not making this up, because what happens is we get these crosswinds literally from like Africa. And then we also get some crosswinds from some other places, and they all just kind of converge right here. And so you get just this whole, it's glorious. If you love allergy season, this is where you want to live, is Laredo, Texas. So you're welcome in advance. Come one, come all. Don't forget your tissues and your nasal spray. because you're gonna need them. And it's like clockwork. Like the second we go north of San Antonio, like everyone can breathe again, and it's insane. It's crazy. My kids can go an entire summer without allergy medicines as long as they're not here. Go figure. But anyway, so we are looking forward to hopefully some serious rain this week with the help of Invest 91. At most, I think it'll become like a tropical storm, but they doubt it. Depression is probably the best we're going to get out of it. That's okay. We don't care what you want to call it, as long as it doesn't, wreak hammock. No hammocks. It can't bring any hammocks. I meant havoc. It can't wreak any havoc. There we go. That makes more sense. Thank you, Simon. Keep on keeping on with your rain dance. Don't forget the directionals. So we have that going on. So now also, before we get into storms that have happened, let's have a little bit more, because we do have a good following on the East Coast. So don't think I don't watch your news and weather too, gosh darn yous. But y'all have some storms that might be coming up. Also, there's quite a wait, hold on. Oh no, did I close the wrong one? Oh no, there it is. Okay. So here's a little mappy map of the Atlantic and the Gulf, just so you guys can kind of see what's coming up. There are quite a few little storms that are popping up. This one looks like it's gonna. This one right here, it looks like it's coming straight for the East Coast. So be on the lookout. This is the one right here. This little X here. That's the one I was talking to you guys about that might be bringing us some rain this week. Will be bringing us some rain this week. Please, Jesus, bring us some rain. But just a bunch of little pop-ups. Hurricane season officially starts in June, and it runs all the way until November. Typically, like right before Thanksgiving is the projection time for storm season. But we don't usually start seeing any big storms until about this time of the year. It's usually about August until November, or through November, is when we really start getting them. Especially August and September seem to be like the hot months for it, if you will, because it's hot. Seem to be the heavy months though for tropical storms and all that kind of jazz. And of course, as it starts getting into the colder months, end of October, November, December is when the nor'easters and stuff like that really start kind of popping up on the East Coast. So y'all didn't know it, but I'm a fake meteorologist, so you're welcome, America. This is what happens when you grow up on the coast, because you're so used to having to watch the storm cycles that you just kind of start paying attention to it. And so it's second nature. So when I moved here to Laredo almost 15 years ago, we moved here and I didn't have to track storms. It was very odd. I'm like, what do I do with all my free time? And it turns out you track storms for those who still live in those areas, because they ain't got no power. I'm sorry, that's not funny, but it's true. Thank you. Thank you, Ken. You can add that. You can add that to our list of qualifications for Texas Fully Loaded. Anyway, so since we've lived here, it is funny because my mom actually just told this story, because we have family on the West Coast that we're in the path of Hillary, which is hysterical. And I'm getting there. America. Give me a second. So my mom made a statement to a cousin, because she was like, hey, West Coasters, check in, who's in the path of Hillary, blah, blah. I love saying this because it's hysterical. Lord, forgive me. Hopefully nobody got Hillaried, but here we are. So one of our cousins responds, yeah, but we're not in the direct path and blah, blah, blah. We're a couple hours out, yada, yada, yada. Well, mom told a story, and it was actually during Harvey, funny enough, because there's y'all hear lots of stories about Harvey on this show. But anyway, it was during the time frame of Harvey. Well, it was projected originally not to scoop up and hit Houston the way that it did. It was Corpus in that area, South Padre up to Corpus, was really supposed to be the main target area. And it did. It did a lot of devastation in Corpus. But Houston got the really bad effects from the floodings and stuff like that. But even all the way here in Laredo, 2.5 hours away from the coast, we still got flooding. Now, we didn't get it as bad as as they did a little bit, of course, closer, like Zapata and things like that. They got more flooding than we did, naturally, because they're closer. But the city of Laredo started doing the sandbags. Hey, make sure you have sandbags. Make sure you have this. And I'm watching the clouds, right? Because when you know what hurricane clouds look like, when you know, you know. And so I'm watching as the storm is getting closer to its target area, and I'm looking at the clouds, and I'm messaging people, and I'm like, hey, please just make sure that you have extra water. Please make sure that you have batteries and you have a go bag and you have this and you have that, because this stuff happens. Even though we're not on the coast, like I have my entire life, Richmond has gotten worse flooding than we've ever gotten on the coast, right? And Richmond is about 2.5 hours inland from the ocean, right? So this is the normal path. This is how things happen. And so you don't necessarily have to have the storm shutters, because you're going to get the surge. You're going to get the surge water because it goes up the river. It pushes everything up the rivers and stuff. And so we tell people inland, yes, you might not going to get the heavy winds. You might not even going to get the heavy rains, but you can still get the flooding. And so anyway, so that happened during Harvey. A lot of inland areas got a lot of heavy flooding, and they got a lot of heavy storm damage because nobody was prepared. So it's that time of the year, whether you are in the middle of Storm Central Alley or whether you're a couple hours inland, please be prepared. Please be prepared, because it makes sure you have extra dog food. Make sure that you have flashlights and batteries. If you have medications that you need, make sure that you're stocked up. You're not like last minute kind of at where you're at with your medicines, all of that kind of stuff. So please, 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 it's so important, because it happens just that fast. It's usually the ones that never have any damage before, things like that. So this is your TFL, please pay attention moment, because it's not just hurricanes, right? With hurricanes comes, as we saw on the West Coast, they got earthquakes with it, which is very common. Not so much on the East Coast so much, but when we lived in Guam, if we got a typhoon, we got earthquakes. So these are all things to be paying attention to, as well as we're seeing what's happening with all the fires. Before we get to fires, let's talk about Hillary. So, because they named that perfectly, just as an FYI. And thank you, National Weather Service, and those who name storms, for naming this one Hillary. It low-key makes me happy. So thank you very much. So Hurricane Hillary, it also, I'm sorry, Tropical Storm Hillary, because it went up, then it went down, which storms usually do. It's not that big of a deal. It also it made an earthquake hit California as well. It was a 5.0. If you've ever been in an earthquake, those are not fun. Manny actually was in like an 8 point something one time when we were in Guam, when he was in Guam before we got there, and before I got there, not we. Anyway, regardless. So that these are normal things that happen. Of course, California is used to earthquakes, as used to that word that you can never truly be. It doesn't look like Hillary was really that bad, which is good. It's usually the storm surge, like I said. So just be. What is happening over here? Hold on a second. Oh, because you're with the Kennedys. I'm excited that you're going to be with the Kennedys. Well, I mean, Robert anyway. Robert Jr. I'm excited for you, Ashley. We're going to get to that in a second. Okay, so that was, no real huge damage so far. Of course, like I said, and I think it's supposed to be like an El Nino year also. So that always makes weather get a little bit funkier, which is also why they're projecting it to be a really cold winter. Y'all did not know that I was this in tune with the weather, did you? But here you are, living our best weather moments together. Some of y'all may remember this. For a little while, Arthur wanted to be a weatherman, because during storms, I think it's because during storm season, I always have like the weather's on, because like I said, like it's in your DNA. If you lived on the East Coast, it's in your DNA. You have to watch the storms. Anyway, that's that. Okay, moving forward. I'm trying here. No more weather. Just kidding. Let's talk about fires really quick. So of course, our beloved Joe Biden, because why not? He's finally making his way to Hawaii. They're going to do a flyover, and he's going to make up some words that someone put in front of him right before he gets off of the Marine One to say that he cares, when we all know damn good and well that he doesn't, because if he did, he would have said something sooner other than no comment after he left the beach. So that's exciting. So at least he's going. That's really all I got to say about that. We did see that 114 people, as of right now, have lost their lives to the fires there in Hawaii, and it's really it. Honestly, words don't even do any of this justice. I'm going to show pictures really quick. Not that y'all haven't seen them, but just because. Am I really talking super fast? I don't mean to be. I think it's because, you know what? Simon, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. I think it's because I'm not upset anymore. I'm just like, you know what? Water off duck's back. We're good. It's a new week. We have to be I'm energetic. I'm excited about what is to come. It's good. It's good. And we have lots of stuff to talk about today. I haven't even gotten through a third of it yet. But if I am talking too fast, I'll slow it down just a little bit, but I can't make any real promises. Yes, now on to the laser damage. What is that? The Hawaiian laser damage. Now, okay, all right, here's something. No, let me talk about Hawaii first. Gosh darn it, actually. All right, on the Hawaii fire damages. So Jill and Joe are going. Good for them. Look at that fake picture with the fake smile. He doesn't care. But look at the real damage here. This is the true devastation that's happening there in Hawaii. And some of these pictures, and you can really I hate the Bidens. You can really see just how fast these storms or the fire really moves, right? We hear stories, we listen to the little firemen, in October come around and say, be prepared, stop, drop, and roll, stay low, and all that kind of stuff. But we never really stop and think about it. And recently I've been seeing this picture, and I'll see if I can find it really. Oh, well, that's cool. I think I just lost what I was showing you guys. One of the pictures I wanted, well, you can kind of see it in this one. Hold on. You can kind of see, here it is. I want you guys to see this picture because this picture is worth 1,000 words as far as I'm concerned. Forget this jackass that's in the front of the picture. Forget that guy. Helps if you guys can see it too, doesn't it? But I want you guys to see this picture for a second. Look at where I'm pointing at the pictures again. Y'all love it when I do that. Look at see how all of this burn damage is, and then it literally stops right at that resort. And there are countless pictures like that. I mean, even in the marina, if you can see right here behind Joe's fat head, even the boats in the marina and the marina itself is singed. Like this is catastrophic level stuff. Like you would expect to see something like this in Hawaii with an earthquake. I'm sorry, not with an earthquake, with a volcano, which I mean, hand in hand. But yeah, this is really serious stuff. And there are a lot of people that are calling for investigations into this fire situation. I know that the news is doing what they do best, which is let's cover it all up. Let's cover it all up. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people who are suffering a lot of damage. And there's the rumors that these people have been offered to sell and they weren't taking the offers. And so maybe that could be it. I don't know. But then when we've got a friend who said that his cousin's house caught on fire this weekend. And I really didn't know. So I said, do you think it was natural or do you think it was something else? Was it wildfires? Was somebody doing something? And he said, oddly enough, we don't have a real answer. We don't. It started at the interstate and then it moved itself, a direct path to his cousin's house. So that's interesting. And P.S. he's one of us. So do with that information that you will. Now with that being said, you guys, I know, Miss Batty. Now, with that being said, you guys know that I'm usually the first person to try and give the benefit of the doubt. And it very well could have just been some jackass who's flicked their cigarette outside of their car. P.S. Get one of those daggum little cans that even seals in the smell. Okay? Please stop. The whole state of Texas and most of the western part of America is in a severe fire risk. Like we're in a severe drought, and we have high fire risks. Quit flicking your daggum cigarette out the window. Look, if you don't want to have your little soda bottle with all the floaties where everybody can see it, that's fine. We don't want to see it either. But more importantly, we don't want it to start a fire, right? You guys remember I met Smokey Bear when I was up at the Capitol? Do we need to have a Smokey Bear lesson? Because only you can prevent forest fires and wildfires. Flicking your cigarette out of the car starts wildfires. Okay? Stop doing it. As a former smoker, I'm talking to you because I have been you. And I've also had that stupid little bottle in my car. Okay? Because when it's drought season, fires start. So stop it. You know what? We're going to keep this up. Every time the word fire is mentioned, I'm just going to hold up Smokey. I've had a cup of coffee and a half. I did have good for you yogurt also. That's it. That's all I've had. This is just all natural. You're welcome, America. I literally have not been reading y'all's comments because I'm apparently I'm on go-go juice. I don't know what's happening right now. You know, Simon, you would think that you wouldn't need to have these lessons with some of these folks, but apparently here we are. Now I'm still kicked off of YouTube. The channel who's I don't want to mention right this second is not, because I want to get him kicked off of YouTube right now. But we have to address the white rabbit in the room. So allegedly, well, not allegedly, there's this new strand of the flu that is going around because essentially that's all COVID is. It's really just a flu, and some people die from it and some people don't, and some people have really bad symptoms and some people don't. And it is what it is. Okay, America, and the rest of the world who's watching, because we're global. We're a global sensation. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan. We're going to talk about that in a second. Moving on. So now, just like this time last year, everyone was expecting, look, this is just like the cold and flu season. Every single year, there's a new strand. Every single year, there's a new strand of the flu also. And they're like, oh, you have to make sure you get your flu shot, because if you don't, you're going to get the flu and you could end up in the hospital. Okay, we're over it. Now, here's the deal. This one gives you the churros, okay? You know what I'm saying? It gives you the refried beans. I don't know what else to say. I think that's really the only new development. It's called Eris, E-R-I-S, and it's really, nobody cares. So everyone thought that this meant that we were all going to have to go back into lockdowns and masks and all this other crap again. They said the exact same thing last year. And guess what America did? They gave the old Ted Nugent spirit fingers. So, yeah, that's pretty much my reaction to anything that they bring at us. It's just that simple. Ashley had me listen to this lady this morning, and we may have her on the show. I don't know. We're not on YouTube right now, so now's a good time to have her on. She's an anti-vaxxer. She hasn't had her children vaccinated at all, but she's talking about the importance of listening to moms. And I think that was my favorite part of what she said. Yes, Rebecca Hardy. That was my favorite part about what she was talking about. Because I believe that no two parents have to parent their children the same. I mean, maybe if you live in if you parent the same children, you should try and parent the same way. Like, I think that's important. But like, what works for Sandra Witten's children may not work for Ashley Burke's children. You know what I'm saying? Are you tracking that? And so it's important for Ashley to do what she thinks is best for her children. And it's important for Sandra to do what she thinks is best for her children, and not judge either one for either one, right? Just be like, hey, did you know that blah, 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 blah? Really? Because that didn't happen to my kid. Oh my gosh, right? Like, this is conversations. These are open door conversations, because that's how parenting should be. One of the worst things on this planet is this battle between breastfeeding and bottle feeding children. And I'm not going to get too far into it because our beloved bacon master he's got a whole rant for this one today. But the problem is that there's this internal battle between women on feeding children. It's stupid. It's got to be one of the dumbest battles on this planet. And what happens is you have brand new moms whose hormones and emotions and all of the things are everywhere. And then they say, oh, if you don't breastfeed your children, you don't love them and you don't want what's best for them. Yes, or they breastfeed them until they're 6 or 7 years old. Okay, now, hold on. Hold on. I was traumatized as a young teenager by a woman who did that very thing. It was awful. I'm trying not to get sick right now. Anyway, so the problem is that there's this whole, I hate you actually. There's this whole thing that if you don't breastfeed your children, then you don't care about them, blah blah blah. I've shared this on the show before. Alexander, my oldest, he's 19. Well, he's almost 19 years old. He's gonna be 19 in October, and he's perfectly healthy. He's one of the smartest kids you'll ever meet in your life, and just as sweet as can be. Super, I mean, incredibly healthy, like healthy as a horse, as they say. And guess what? He was only bottle fed. We tried breastfeeding him. He rejected it. He rejected mine. He rejected the stuff that they, how women will pump and then turn it into the hospitals so that other babies can have it. Oh, that concept's gross to me. It's good for other people. You can do it. If it doesn't make you gag, you go right ahead. It's important because I know what they say. Anyway, and anyway, it's if you want to breastfeed your children, do it. I'm not telling you not to, but don't shame those who bottle feed their children either. We went through about 7 or 8 different things before Alexander found something that his little system could handle. How about that? Yeah. He rejected my breast milk. He rejected somebody else's breast milk. He rejected about 6 or 7 different formulas. Like it doesn't matter. What matters is that my son is healthy. He's strong. And we finally got a formula that worked for him that got him out of the NICU. That's what matters. Okay. That's what matters, America. So it worked out well, right? Because when you're a mom and you can't bring home your son for a week, right? He's a week old before he's ever seen outside of a NICU. You don't care at that point what they need to sustain their lives as long as you get to bring them home and hold them on your schedule. Okay, that's what matters. And so fast forward, and I have my other 3 children, and because they shame you into trying to breastfeed, which is shame on the medical system, they shame you into this. And like I did not do okay with it, like not even for a second did I do. Like my mental and emotional and all of this well-being was not okay trying to breastfeed my child. Now, does that mean that I am anti somebody else who's breastfeeding? Absolutely not. Do what is best for you as a mom and your children, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing as people. Now, back to Rebecca Hardy. Now, one of the things that really made me stop and listen to what she had to say, which I mean, I was listening naturally, but that was like my, oh, I like this moment. So she was talking about, she used to be a speech pathologist, and she started seeing a common thread in all of the kids that were coming, well, not all, but most of the children that were coming to her, that they all had some sort of vaccine accident. And she said, I don't remember in a time when we told a mother not to listen to her instincts about her child, right? Like we know the difference in their yawns and their hiccups and their little stretches and all of those little sounds, right? When they're babies, when they're littles. And that's how we keep them alive. Like that's kind of how we keep them going, right? So what may sound catastrophic to somebody like a passerby, that's just, no, they just want blah, 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 right? Just like when they get bigger, right? You know the differences in your kids because that's like that motherly instinct that we just are given. Cookie has 6 kids right now, and she's got this motherly instinct thing going on here where she knows which one needs to eat, which one's too much, like all of these things. Nobody's had to tell Cookie. Nobody's had to tell her. And in fact, now she's starting to get a little bit more comfortable. She was just laying here for a little bit. she came and she got in my bed last night a little bit, and so like now she's starting to get a little bit more comfortable because now she knows the baby's cues, right? She knows when things are okay. She knows when she can walk away. She knows when she needs to hover. She knows when one of them needs more attention than the other. Just like humans, right? That's what we do. So to sit here and say that the government has to step in and say, "Oh, no, 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 no. You don't know what's actually best for your child." Like I know when my kids are getting sick, right? Right? Even before or I know when they're tired, even before they know they're tired. Why? Because I know my kids. So for the government to come in and say, "Oh, you don't know your kids," like that's a real issue. Ashley, you and Walter in these stupid water fasts. I'm about to fight you both because you both turn into jerks. Okay. Now I've gone to the dogs. We aren't even close yet, Miss Patty. I still got more. So anyway, so we have to pay attention to what's happening around us. And we talked a little bit about this last week and kind of leading up to back to school and all those kinds of things. Now the kids are in schools. And this is when we start seeing and feeling our kids' emotions, right? We start kind of knowing what their day really was like the second they get in the car. We start noticing all those little things. I knew that Alexander was being bullied at school because of how he would come home, right? This is where mother's intuition picks up. He didn't say anything. He wasn't trying to show any emotions. He wasn't trying to show any reactions. And every single, like, I just knew. I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong. And he wasn't telling me. He wouldn't give it up, right? And then finally, it wasn't until I caught him in his room crying. Because I don't know if y'all know this about me or not, but I'm a little bit persistent when I know something. Like if I know something's up, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna figure this out. And so that's how I found out, right? Because I was persistent. I knew my son. I knew something wasn't right. He didn't have that spark in his eye anymore. Something was wrong. And this is why their shirts and you see it on Facebook all the time. It says, "I don't co-parent with the government." I don't co-parent with anybody except for their father, right? Like we are his parents. We are our children's parents, period. Like that, the co-parent is mother and father. That's where it ends. Now, might we listen for if we ask for advice from someone else or someone says, "Hey, did you notice that Alex was," and I'm picking on Alex today because he walked away. He goes, "Did you notice Alex X, Y, and Z?" Actually, you know what? I didn't notice that. Or you know what? I was kind of seeing that, but maybe I thought it was just me. That's a different situation. That's not a co-parenting with the government situation. That was, hey, somebody saw something about my child and they're concerned. That's a different situation. But we can't sit here and allow the government to parent with us because it's not their freaking responsibility or their job. The government's responsibility was not anywhere in the making of the child or the pushing out of the child or the pulling out if you had a C-section. So don't let them come in and force things down your throat for the betterment of your child that they don't know. Because every child is different. Whether it's their education, whether it's their health, it doesn't matter. Their emotional well-being, tell the government to kick rocks. Okay? Now, where the government is allowed to step in is if a child is physically being harmed or mutilated. Absolutely, that is the government's responsibility to step in. Now, is the government allowed to say that we have to put a litter box out for our children? Absolutely not. Somebody just needs a spanking. That's what somebody needs. Okay? It's a slippery slope. It is a slippery slope because when we say, "Hey, we don't want you to intervene here, but you're allowed to intervene here," guess what? The left can do the same thing. It's a slippery slope. We had I know, Simon, we do need a commercial. All right, before we go to commercial. Our pastor Sunday had a really good sermon. He usually does. I like Pastor Oscar at Laredo First Assembly. He was talking about you have to be secure in what you believe in. And he used the abortion topic as the for instance for his sermon. I'm not going to be swayed by abortion. I believe that I know I told you You see what happened when you said that, Simon? We got a swirly. That was a warning. Anyway, he made the argument in abortion, and he said, I'm secure in my beliefs that life does begin at conception and abortion is wrong. But I am so secure in my beliefs that I'm not afraid to walk into their camp and have a conversation with my ears open. Because we're not going to change anything at all if we can't have conversations. And that's something that I've talked about on the show, loud and long and proud. We have got to have conversations with people. We can't just go in with a bully stick. We're going to go ahead and take that commercial break now. I'm going to take a deep breath because I may not have taken any breath at all in the last 40 minutes. And yeah, we'll be right back. Okay. Go get a sip of water and a shot of coffee. We'll be right back, y'all. Okay. I need you guys to hear this text message just went back and forth with Walter. Walter is supposed to be on 10:30. Then he texts me, Just I'll be on at 11. It's huge. And I said, okay. Apparently everybody thinks I'm on speed. They might not be wrong. I have no idea why I can't stop talking right now, but here we are. Thank you. A huge thank you to our amazing sponsors, of course, the Montgomery County Tea Party. Don't forget the first and the third Monday of every month. That's tonight. Guess what? I ain't gonna be there. I'm sorry. We need more. We need more funds. Okay, gas is really expensive. The first and third Monday of every month be at Citizens Grill in Conroe, Texas. Again, that's tonight. Starts at 6:30, so get there a little bit early so you get something yummy to eat. Also, don't forget about our Vietnam Veterans of America. Their service and sacrifice went far beyond a distant shore. They still continue to serve their communities and their fellow veterans, both past and present. So make sure that you tell them welcome home. Buy a raffle ticket. Do something for them. They've done so much for you, whether you know it or not. Sorry, I was sending Ashley that link there. And then I did it. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of her. She don't scare me none. Make sure you go to TexasFullyLoaded.com so that you can find all of our amazing sponsors and things that we're interested in. It's so important that you do that. You're not going to regret it. Don't forget to go to the Texas Fully Loaded shop. Oh, gosh darn it. I keep clicking wrong buttons here. Anyway, make sure you go to TexasFullyLoaded.com and the shop and all that fun jazz. Because, yeah. Are we going to have Trashly? Because if we were going to get Trashly, I feel like we should have coordinated that a little bit, because then that could have been like, well, you're Trashly, but I'm DJ White Trash, though. It sounds like we should start a new hick band with that name. Okay, speaking of hick bands, before Simon gets on, I need to talk about this for a second. So, wait a second. Simon's on. Before Ashley gets on, Simon made a comment earlier, and he said, okay, true story. So last night, Walt's like, hey, what do you know about, what's his name? Oliver Alexander? Is that his name? Isn't that his name? We played his song last week. And I don't dislike him. I don't dislike the words of the song. I don't like everything else though. Like I'm not a fan. I wasn't a fan. And I know that he's number one on all the charts. And he even went so far as to say that he says that he turned down a Hollywood deal for $8 million while he's living in a trailer with no roof. And while I appreciate that principle, I've got questions. Yeah, Oliver Anthony. I apologize. Oliver Anthony. Thank you. And like I said, I don't dislike him. I think he's probably, I think he's got a good concept, if you will, of what we got going on here. But I wasn't a fan. Am I wrong for that? The song is now called Wah. Is it a new song, Simon? Anyway, I don't know. I mean, I like him. I would love to get to talk to him, but I wasn't a huge fan of his song. Wah, like crying. Oh, wah. It's more like wah. It swears the same coffee by every week. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so anyway, I don't dislike him. I wasn't really that crazy about his song. I like the lyrics well enough, I guess. I feel like it could have jived a little bit better though. Am I the only one that feels this way? Is it just me and Simon that feel this way? I just work here. I don't I wasn't gonna talk about him. Simon brought him up. I didn't do it. It was Simon. I sent Ashley a link, and Walter has a link also. Walter's not coming on for another 11 minutes, so Trashly, it's all up to you, girlfriend. Okay, now I guess our FBI agent liked the song, so I apologize, FBI agent. I just work him as Maddie. Okay, so my cousin posted this on Facebook, and I laughed way too hard at this, but it was funny because I was thinking about the puppies. Okay, and this happens all the time. If you've ever been involved in animal rescue, if you've ever worked with animals or anything like that, you get it. So this is like a conversation between this lady and a rescue. And she says, "Hello, my name is Catherine. I'd like to adopt a purebred cat from your shelter, preferably a British short hair. I don't like mixed breeds for anesthetic reasons. Do you have one?" The response back is, "Yes, we have one British short hair, but he only wants to live with British people. He doesn't like mixed breeds for anesthetic reasons." She goes, "What?" And she goes, "They said, can you provide us with your ancestry documents to proceed with adoption?" And this needs to be said out loud more often, because all these people who shop instead of adopt. Yeah, I said it. Trashly say something. I don't know what's happening.
Hey, you got your wish, Miss Patty. No face, no hair.
See, if we would have coordinated a little bit better, like 45 minutes ago, Ashley, maybe an hour ago, we could have matched. We could have matchies. Y'all could have
I
seen
just
this
got done
little
mowing.
lid that I've been popping. It's great.
Oh, I got one too. I'm not going to draw attention to it because you'll stare at it.
I know everyone's trying to like find it on my face now, but that's
My face is turned to the side for a reason. It's bad. You know, it's like one of those locations where you know if you're going to mess with it, it's going to blow up and turn into a mountain. It happened.
Yeah. No, that's the way this one was. That's what. Man, we could have zit conversations for days. Yesterday,
Yeah,
Austin
tips
came in and
and
goes,
zits. That's all we talk about.
Austin's got curly hair and it's long, and he's kind of wanting to cut it now, but he doesn't want it short. But he's like, it's just weird length. And we were teasing him that if he did anything with it, he'd look like he had a mullet. It's awful. But anyway, so he had like a zit like right under his hair. He's like, "Mom, guess what I did?" I'm like, "What?" And so he's telling me this whole story, and he's like, it was like pulsating.
Mm-hmm. We all know that
real
feeling.
Life and real talk. It is. It's true. That's why I don't mind sharing things with you people, because this is just real life. It is what it is.
It is what it is. We all just surviving.
So, you mowed the lawn today. Alexander and I completely cleaned out the garage yesterday, and that had probably more campaign signs and leftover stuff that, because you got to get it all back.
You kept them, right?
No.
Oh my God. Kelly would have. Campaign signs you can use them for anything. I made a hot dog handout thing for the Lacey dogs at convention, like a strap around the neck and then cut corners of the campaign sign. That's what was holding the corn dogs that we handed out at convention.
Oh,
you can make that was a Mark Geo campaign sign.
Appropriate.
Use them for anything. Anything.
I mean, I have some still, but like I had more than. But you know what the problem is that I'm way down here and everybody else is way up there, and I don't have storage.
Yeah. But Kelly would have loved them.
So there was a lot of tears from that, but it is what it is. Every time
do you feel kind of free
corn
now?
Dog, everyone take a shot. Huh?
Do you feel kind of free now?
A little. I did, like, at one point I looked at Alexander, because Alexander, I mean, God love that kid. I know that he was here, but like he was here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I said at one point, like, I was just like, just throw it away. And he finally came over and he put his arm around me. He's like, "It's okay, Mom."
Oh, sweet boys.
I'm not crying. But anyway, so no, it was. It was. We just decluttered a whole bunch of stuff. Alexander and I rearranged the garage. We moved a refrigerator and like all the tools and all that kind of crap. I could hardly move. Like, I was passed out asleep by 9:30 in my bed Saturday night. Like, I couldn't move. Sunday morning, we were getting ready for church, and I'm like, "Oh God, I don't want to go anywhere." But we did, and then I came home and I like power cleaned.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just like on speed from cleaning. I also pulled something in my leg. It hurts a little bit today.
Dude, I did a 2-day water fast, and I just ate for the first time in 2 days. Uh-oh, we're frozen. Is it just me? Let me refresh.
I'll keep it simple, Miss Patty, because we need funds. That's why. Because we need funds. I mean, yeah, a lot of funds. Ashley, you didn't go. It was just me. My FBI agent didn't want to hear about it anymore.
Okay.
Speaking of FBI agents, how about a CIA agent?
Oh, there's the man.
What's happening, ladies?
I hadn't seen you in a while.
Yep, well, it's because I haven't been on the stage over there.
I wouldn't pay to see you. It's nothing.
Jason Vaughn does.
Oh, 2 gags, 1 show.
What is
minutes? What's that, Walt?
What is happening, girl?
Just missing you.
Oh man. Well, it's top of the hour. Is Sandra ready for? Hey, you better call Tony and tell him to get on because I got something that's gonna knock his socks off.
Ooh, what's that?
I don't know. He just texted me. It's huge. I'll be on.
You know, I love the tea. I live for it.
Well,
tell me, Walt. Tell me.
Well, are you guys ready, Sandra? Do you have to do a station identification commercial of all that kind of stuff?
No, go ahead. We did one at 10:40. So we're good. We're good. You got it. Do it, Walt.
Well, good deal. Well, I just talked to one of our good friends, Matt, out there on the border. We had a good conversation about where Rudy Rodriguez, remember the constable running the prostitution ring out of the, what's that hotel down
Constable's
there called?
office in Webb County? Yes, go on.
What's the name of the hotel down there?
Mm-hmm.
La Posada?
The La Posada. He was running a Chinese hooker ring out of the La Posada since back towards 2013. Anyway.
Wait, take a breath. La Posada is where Nancy Pelosi stays, and when John Cornyn doesn't stay with Henry, that's where he stays. Go on, Walter.
Yeah. So anyway, so it turns out, Rudy Roo is he's actually in a minimum security prison. You know, the former elected constable that ran. Are you ready for this, Ashley?
Oh yeah.
Ran everyone's political campaign in Laredo. Yeah, so he ran everyone's political campaign out of Laredo. Whenever the feds got him for the international prostitution, which is what I mean, they brought him in for questioning. He pled guilty in lieu of a trial and was sentenced all within a month and a half tops. And he was out of office. And so we got the new kid over there who was reelected, who was elected and I guess now reelected. But anyway, that goes there. But so Rudy Roo is in minimum security out of Bastrop. So it's good. He didn't, we don't think that he flipped on any more of his local politicians. However,
several did drop like flies right after he disappeared.
Yeah, they resigned. They resigned their elected positions. That would be school board members.
Board presidents of the school board / presidents of the Boys and Girls Club.
Yep.
Oh.
Boys and girls. That's where that's where the YRs get all their fresh meat.
We need to have that conversation in a minute.
Oh yeah, we do.
On the line.
So I loved their letter, by the way. But seriously. So let's talk about the border since we're talking about the border and the disorder. So my good buddy Matt over there, and I'm a part of his Substack. I mean, hey, if Tony wants to increase his readers, all he's got to, oh man, I'm telling you right now, you guys would be making a killing. So the Texas Indigent Defense Commission, are you guys familiar with that at all?
No.
So the Texas Indigent Defense Commission is the folks that need a public defender. They cannot afford their own attorney.
Okay.
Would you believe that 30 million of your tax dollars from Operation Lone Star is paying the Texas Indigent Defense Commission? And so these are the
Did you
people
say
who get caught cutting over.
30%?
No, $30 million of your
Oh,
tax money. And Sandra, don't try to do math, please.
I know. It was. I'm
Just
on speed apparently today. Math is not
yeah,
my
$30
forte.
million of the Texas taxpayers' money is going to people who are illegally crossing the border, so that they can have attorneys, and these are largely for misdemeanor offenses. So anybody arrested by the DPS that doesn't have anything, well, they may have a felony or higher, but we know that the TIDC is what they're called. We know that the TIDC is currently covering their bill, which is actually the taxpayer. So we're not only paying for the cops to patrol the border. Now we're paying for the cops that now we're paying for the people that are arrested and taken into custody, no matter what the offense is. But even largely, and these are the people that aren't showing up, by the way. So
wait a minute. Hold on. This should not be a surprise to anybody, because here in the United States of America, when a U.S. citizen goes to jail for diddling a little child or worse, they also get all of our taxpayer benefits, including rehabilitation.
Yeah, well.
So why are we shocked that we're paying for it for illegals?
Well, Abbott's going to be here in Eagle Pass sometime soon. He has to defend the balls. His balls in the river are creating problems with the mussels.
It's like the show's over.
Joe Biden is suing Greg Abbott because his muscles can't take Abbott's ball. I don't know how to word it any other way, but apparently the mussels in the river. Joe Biden is more concerned with the mussels in the river, and they are they're hurting the balls. Are Abbott's balls are hurting the mussels. So that's the best way I can put it.
I've missed you all.
You know, mussels, they're like clams. They're the zebra mussels. So
so here's what's funny is that okay, so whenever if you ever had a boat.
Hang on. The zebra mussels, they're black and white, just so you know. So it proves that Biden's not really racist. He doesn't mind zebras at all.
These mussels are also quite toxic, and when you get them on your boats, you have to make sure that you wash them off, because you don't want them to infect other bodies of water.
But, well, I don't know. All I know is if Hayden Paget showed up and he had zebra striped pants on.
My FBI agent is not having me today. Now, Walter, it's funny that you bring this up, because there was a few conversations that we needed to have about the border and the balls. So since we're all here to have it together, I feel like now's a good moment. Let's start with balls, shall we?
Well, hang on a second. I didn't get to the best part about the Indigent Defense Commission.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. So Alex Bunnan is the current chief public defender in Harris County, and it looks as if he's going to go away, and Jay Cohen is the new guy. So it looks like the attorneys and the attorney lobbies say TLR. So if you look at the supporters within TLR, financial support and whatnot, you're going to find some pretty clever names, to include some of our own RPT friends who will say, no, we're not a part of that. But they're all at the same cocktail parties in Harris County down in Houston. So it looks like this whole thing that's been orchestrated is just reminiscent of another group of attorneys in Houston just screwing the whole state up again.
Yep.
And where do they where do they groom their kids from? That's right. They get them from, well, that little club that we like to say
Rudy
bye bye
Rodriguez.
bye to. No, the little club we like to say bye bye to, which is the YRs. They get indoctrinated there with all your Dan Crenshaw kids, and they're running Dan Crenshaw's office, at least his campaign anyway.
He's not the only one though. I mean, you can't give Danny Boy all that love.
Oh no, he didn't get all the love. He just gets the glove from the kids.
I've got so many comments, and I'm just gonna keep them in my pocket right now because sometimes that's the best thing to do. I'm gonna post.
At least you still have pockets, so that's good.
Oh wait, not in these pants. I don't know what they're putting in this coffee these days. I swear it's the same coffee I always drink. I'm trying to put this video up on my page so that we can talk about it really quick. Because we were just physically there. Of course I can't find it because that would be far too convenient. Well, because they're saying, okay, so while we're talking about the border and balls. So they want you to believe, Walter and Ashley, that the balls are in Mexico. They're mostly in Mexico. Walter, we were just there, like what, a week and a half ago?
The balls are in the middle of the river.
The balls are not even in the middle of the river. They're not even close to the middle of the river, actually. That's why I'm trying to find the daggum pictures. Wasn't it on this phone? Yeah, because I live streamed on this phone.
Sandra.
Walter.
The
point is they're not in the middle. King Arthur.
They allow Border Patrol to pass on the outside, but they're just before you get to the ledge that you can stand on. There's a rock ledge there, and the rock ledge is completely in Texas.
Okay, hold on. It's loading on my Facebook page, so you guys can see it. Hold on, because this is important. The people need to see this. They're not even, like I said, they're still not even halfway into the river. That's what I'm saying, though. And so there's no possible way that they are mostly in the river.
Sandra, you're 4.5 feet tall.
Mexico.
You're sitting on top of a dirt berm behind a fence. They're pretty much halfway in the middle of the river.
Did you just say I was 1.5 feet tall? You just said, Ashley. Is this because I'm short?
I didn't say a word. Ashley, I'm gonna have to send her to you. We need some therapy.
Right here.
Do it.
She needs therapy.
Send me to Ashley. Do it. I triple dog dare you, in fact. How about them apples?
Ashley, she will report to you at 3:00 on Wednesday afternoon.
No, have her come tonight. I'm going to meet Kennedy tonight, y'all.
Oh,
this is huge.
That's gonna be awesome.
It is.
Tell the man I said hi, and hey, tell the man I've anyway. There we are.
So that is not halfway through the river.
Sandra, that's your. Oh my God! If you're 1.5 feet taller, you just seen what I've seen, which is it's halfway in the river.
Even if they are halfway, we still own half of that river.
That's it, y'all. That's it.
That's it. That's what everyone's bitching about. Can you believe that crap?
That is it.
That's it.
It's not even. Is that 100 yards?
It's 1,000 feet. That's it.
And what'd that cost us?
You don't want the answer.
It's $1 million every 1,000 feet.
That's what people are complaining about, though. This is what's harboring everything.
The only people making any money off of this are the attorneys and the NGOs.
Mm-hmm.
And we're paying for it.
An Abbott's campaign. Oh my God.
Oh God! But look, this is what you need to see. Hold on, this dumbass. Hold on, we have to have a commercial with this stupid thing. I hate these daggum ads.
I wish you'd hurry up and just pay for that advertising engineer you were supposed to hire.
Well,
all this big money you're getting.
Yeah, well, clearly, I mean, so much big money, I can't even get up there to Moco. Salt-like discs are inhumane. God, I hate these people. This is the picture I wanted. Hold on, it wasn't even in the video. Switch screen. Oh, wait. Yeah, it would be so much better if we had a tech guy. That'd be great, actually. You get a lot more accomplished in my life. Look, so this is that jack wagon that's suing. Doesn't he look ridiculous out there?
What jack wagon?
It's that little one who's talking about all the commerce that he's losing.
I don't. Do you see him out there?
It's literally in the
There he
picture,
is.
Walter.
There he is. Okay, sorry. It's so small.
He's
on
shorter
my
than I
screen.
am, probably.
It's you're talking about the guy that owns a kayaking company. And again, I got a kayak. I can throw it in the river, and we can hit the
Go
water.
right around it.
You can go on either side of it.
Yeah, no, you easily can.
He's not even in a boat, so isn't he supposed to be advertising kayaking? Plus, on top of that, he doesn't even live there. He's San Antonio River. He's Lake Amistad. He's all over the place. He's got all kind of the Frio River, all those places. Sabinal, the San Marcos, the Guadalupe.
Every time we talk about the balls, it reminds me of that scene in Finding Nemo where Nemo's dad is like, "Don't you touch that boat!" He's like, "I'm going to touch the butt." Walter, I need you to watch more cartoons. Let's make everything so much better.
Ashley, tell her about the butt, touching the butt.
Nope. I've talked a lot about touching the butt. I'm done. Oh, by the way, it's Lacey's birthday. Happy birthday, Lacey.
Oh.
And Trevor Hull got married yesterday.
It is.
What?
Oh, wow. It's happy
You're
National
going to get
Corn
married
Dog
on your
Day.
ex-wife's birthday weekend. I love it. It's my favorite
National?
dig ever. And he married a nurse, a pro-vaccine nurse.
Happy
National
Corn Dog Day.
National Corn. Ooh. Let's do that. Let's start that.
I can't believe that Current Revolt hadn't put that one out yet.
Yeah, well, I mean, he knows. I'm texting him now.
And you know what? Here's the best part. It could be a corn dog with a hypodermic needle going in it as a stick.
Well, guys, hold on. National Corn Dog Day is March 16th.
Well, this is
hey, not in Texas.
National FMA Day.
Not in Texas.
We can do Texas Corn Dog Day.
There you go.
Who's going to draft that bill? We need a resolution.
Oh, honey.
Why don't y'all call your buddy Steve Toth, see if he'll do it.
Oh, yeah, we're like this.
Hey, he endorsed her, remember?
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
He endorsed a lot of dirt bags. Hey, look at this. Okay, y'all need to see
it
this.
was Sandra's fault.
Joe Biden has been selling off portions of the wall, guys. Now, we've known about this for quite some time, but nobody listens to us here on Texas Blue Load because we don't do too much, apparently.
So what's funny is the state
I bet Angela Paxton would bring that resolution. I'm trying to think of who hates her.
The state of Texas actually was the first people to start purchasing the border wall.
Yes.
And they did it for pennies on the dollar. I think they bought about 80 to 100 miles. I was with the Texas Facilities Commission way back when. And anyway, the fun part is, the not so fun part. So the people in Las Vegas and then the ones in Arizona that were storing those panels of the wall, they were getting paid like $1 million a month to store those panels.
Now they're selling them off for $212 a panel.
Yep. Those panels cost well over a couple $1,000 each. Well over that. But I mean, just, it's unreal.
Mm.
And then the shipping, the trucking, the amount of fuel we've per panel, we've paid at least $20,000 per panel, maybe 20 grand per truckload of panels, just in fuel, shipping costs, unloading, loading, all that garbage, in addition to the cost of the panel.
For a white guy.
Told you. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis. Yep. Hey, Sandra, just just wait on the engineer.
She's picking her nose.
Anyway,
So, Walt, what you think about Hayden and the YRs?
I mean, literally, it's like spilt milk. Are you serious?
I know.
I'm surprised that dude. Hey, what did that dude's victory party look like? Did he have every 17-year-old he could find there?
Oh my God.
Well,
Oh my
now that he's the president, he probably got him over 18 at this point.
Ooh. They've been planning on leaving since March. They just needed an excuse.
Since
This was
March,
their excuse. Yeah, Tony reported on it in March that they were having secret meetings on trying to figure out how to leave.
Ashley, yeah, if you have to figure out how to leave,
They just
then
needed some way to throw Matt under the bus.
that's just how stupid you are. Because they should have been gone in 2020 when we were trying to vote them out.
Yep. That's a fact, Jack.
2019 was the ultimately most stupid YR convention I've ever seen. Whenever they had a bunch of drunk fat Republicans walking around downtown Houston from one building to the next because, security and we got to have the police, but yet everybody is hooched. I didn't get to go to the fun. They went to one theater here. Then he had to walk to a hotel for the next part of the conference or convention or whatever. We showed up at one place. They're like, well, y'all aren't supposed to set up your displays until we get to such and such a place. And it was like, are you freaking, we're down there paying for parking. And then top of that, handed them a $10,000 check and they didn't even know what to do with it. So they handed it back. And then,
I remember this.
Oh my God. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm not really the treasurer right now.
Was that Vaughn?
No. That was some knucklehead chick. And that was the funniest part. It was like, so is your mommy and daddy here? It was literally like knocking on the door. Hey, is your mommy or daddy here back in the 70s and 80s, well, no, they're busy right now. And then of course Hayden comes out, bloodshot crossways eyes. He's wearing his little I used to be a pimp outfit with his chest hanging out and stuff. It just funniest stuff ever.
Who's the wrecking ball? I'm ready for it. Oh, it's probably Sandra. What's happening, Walt? Yep.
Dang, she does look like the wrecking ball.
This is not better.
Cyrus. It's Miley Cypress.
Look at your coffered ceiling.
Say what?
Look at your pretty coffered ceiling.
Whose?
It's the only hot place in the whole house. It's done.
It's the only what?
Well, I guess we do have the. Never mind. I'm kidding. We have cookie. We have like the cake tiered ceilings.
Yeah, typical for Laredo. We call that Mexicans practicing on sheetrock before they get to Houston and start doing that crap there.
Well, that's probably not inaccurate, but all of the rooms in the house have it, and they're all different. None of them are consistent. I think the boys' bedrooms are the same.
Yeah. Nobody cares about the little.
Screenshot it, Simon.
What's happening here? Am I still freezing?
There we are. Spinners. Or was that just me?
What you talking about, Walt?
What? But
well, it's spinning.
This is stupid.
Yeah, the problem is Sandra's down there on the federal network.
Mm-hmm.
So she's, that's why she's getting what she's getting. If you just move that studio, dadgum chick, you'd have so much better.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I'll just move it.
What happened to Ashley? Anyway, all right. Well,
what did happen to Ashley?
So isn't that neat though? How the Public Defenders Association is taking $30 million. You literally have sheriffs that are asking for less than $2 and $3 million to get grants to do actual law enforcement. but yet the public defenders are taking over 30 million. So protecting the illegals by the state of Texas is more important. And I understand there's a whole constitutional right, but shouldn't their host countries be paying for them first?
I mean, they should have never come here in the first place. So
No, that they should be allowed to come to the bridge and apply for asylum. It's just right now they're going to places like Heavenly Farms that gets paid $40,000 a month so that they can cross illegally there, and it's a hazard. It's a you know, is Abbott going to lose his balls over Biden's muscles? That's the question you should ask right now. And he's going to be down here in Eagle Pass, so we shall see. There's a couple of other governors from a couple other states that are coming in.
Walter, they want to know what's in the bag behind you.
Shh. Those are kayaks.
I don't think that's what bag they meant.
Yeah.
Other shoulder.
That's it. Oh, those over there? Those are gifts. Whenever I take people out in the kayaks, they give me gifts like that right there.
All of your friends that you've taken out in kayaks, I'm certain to give those bottles to you.
Well, I actually have a kayaking company. It's a little kayaking service. It's called Bacon on the Border. And we help them float the river from one side and over to the other, up and down. Van Halen's got a song about it.
We're not having this conversation.
That's right. I'll let you figure out which one it is. And it's not Eruption, by the way.
I already knew exactly what song it was. Thank you. So what's funny is that on the YR's website, it doesn't talk about them leaving.
Who cares? They have less than 2% of a voting populace than the RPT does. They literally do nothing. Wasim Hernandez, isn't he the guy that had the guy with the DUI? Isn't Wasim Hernandez, didn't he get a DUI for running from the police and thinking he can invoke the fact that he's a Republican in a Democrat county? Hello? Are you there? Are you there? His arrest anyway indicates that he anyway. Or was it? I don't think he was trafficking drugs. I think it was just a DUI he was trying to get out of. I'm on. I'm here. And yes, that's right. You too can own a piece of the wall. No, actually, right now we're doing some fun items. I'll be going through some of those at the East Montgomery County Town Hall this Thursday. We've got some really good information that's going to be coming in directly from the border, directly from law enforcement, directly from the people here and the politics here. You'll find that you're actually going to see how things are shaping up over East Montgomery County. Hey, don't be racist. Anyone can talk to a black screen. Simon, anyone can talk to a black screen. This is perfect.
I give up. I can't hear Walter anymore. Walter, you muted yourself. That's why I can't hear you. You keep double tapping it.
Your other black screen muted me. I'm back.
I can't can't breathe. I'm done with today. Okay.
So hang on a second. I was just saying black screens matter.
As I put my hands up, shut up. Guys, we don't make, like, this just happens to us. We don't do this on purpose. We're just this naturally, we just float like this.
Float, exactly. Well, sometimes you float. Sometimes you just sink straight to the bottom.
It's funny because you're upside down and fuzzy here, but on the computer screen you're the right way.
I should be the right way altogether.
Yes. Moving forward.
Anyway. So how you doing?
Now back to the YR situation. I need to talk about this for just a second.
What's your time hack? What's your time hack? What time you got?
We can take a commercial break in just a minute. I want to talk about the YRs.
No, I'm asking what time it is. That literally was the question. You white people.
11:25.
Yeah, it's so hard for white people to answer questions these days. I don't understand. This is why black screens matter.
I think they did kidnap Ashley.
Ashley is off with aliens.
You're stressing Miss Patty out about your Texas bags.
What's wrong with my Texas bags?
She just wants to know what's in them.
Oh, those are whiskey bottles. Not that illegal aliens.
Okay, on one screen, Walter's not there.
What's that?
I don't know what's happening here.
All right. Well, have a good rest of the show. I'm out.
Thank you. Hopefully the FBI agent goes away.
Can you hear me? Are we talking?
We're going to take a commercial break, y'all. Yeah, I can still hear you.
Am I on black screen or something?
On one screen. No, on the computer screen, you're not on blank screen.
That's how it is here.
Oh, no. Now I see you on both screens.
Oh, are you using up too much internet? Is that what's happening?
No, because I'm having to use my phone on its own thing because the computer wouldn't see. Look. See, that's what happens when I try to be on the computer.
So whenever you have cheap Wi-Fi and that's all you're paying for,
it's the best Wi-Fi in Laredo.
In Laredo.
I quit talking today.
That's a good idea.
Might save some mistakes.
All righty, folks.
Okay. For other people, not me.
Anyway, so talk about sidebar in that show. Hey, did you see that John got one of the Freedom Award for all of SD4 up there in the Grassroots We the People Awards?
I did see that, and good for him. He deserves it. He does a lot of work.
Yep.
Let me see if he shared it on our Facebook page here on Texas Fully Loaded. So hopefully you guys are following and sharing it because you should be. We're not just all news all the time. We're funny. Here it is.
Funny he, not funny ha ha.
What about funny ho ho?
They already knew that. Drop a quarter here.
I'm still feeling some kind of way. This is my favorite picture. I think it's because John's eyes are shut. You're welcome, John. I'm sure we'll get the whole story, though, when we see him. Oh, gosh, it's like way up front. Anyway, there's John. We're proud of you, John Boucher.
Look at how they always stare at their screens. You know, never can look at the camera.
I'm pretty certain that I know a guy who was just saying the other day that he's been noticing that he himself is staring at the screen. I'm trying to show you.
I'm pretty fly even for a white guy.
You have your moments. So, okay, can I talk about this YR situation for a second? Because you get
I
to
thought
feel
we
this
were
with
done with
me
the
because we
YRs.
went through this pain together.
Are you still talking about the YRs? Why are you giving them so much
No, because you
airtime?
haven't let me and I froze.
Why did you freeze? They're not that intimidating. Come on now.
The screen, not me. I'll take them on one-handed.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. So you
That's
remember?
all they need is not tied. That's how the Hayden pageant parties go when they're in block walking in California. Y'all forget who's got those videos.
Now, Walter, you know that you can't take over the world unless you're in the YRs.
Yeah.
I don't make
Well,
up the
eventually
rules,
they're
they
going to
do.
say, "Hey, you know what? We're going to be adults here and start voting." I wonder if they're going to start having Disney parties.
Hey, wait a second now. Hold on. Now you go too far.
There's no too far for that. The YRs, that they go to Disney all the time, or at least that one guy does. You know, the
I
one
was
that
about to
likes
say,
to
just because
take
that one
pictures
guy
of the
does
kids.
doesn't mean that all of them are weird about it.
No, a lot of them are. There's Disney in California too, you know. Yeah.
Technically, they were the original in California
Well,
because they wanted to try it out on a least population area, see if it was going to work.
well, they got a bunch of special deals in Florida back in the day.
That's why they moved out there.
And then I believe didn't DeSantis go in and steal their
Do
thunder?
them all.
Yeah, like a pair of pants on a clown that makes balloon animals untied.
That in my pocket there.
You better put that in your pocket.
It was a funny video though. Anyway.
I'm wondering. So Kat Parks is probably going to get a lot more play out of this now that they're not a part of the RPT, because they've always supported her. She's always supported them.
I was getting ready to say they had a really big love relationship.
Big time, I think.
So I got ousted down here in South Texas because I disbanded the YRs and we became our own thing.
Well, you didn't do it. Actually, the YRs did it.
That's correct, because they didn't like the political games that the YRs were playing.
You were the one who presided over it, and then, well, you know, they anyway. They drank the Kool-Aid.
I have all the minutes to prove everything that happened.
They were drinking the river water. If I'm not mistaken, it was right after the Haitians took a big dump in it too.
It was prior to that.
Okay, so anyway, y'all still had to boil the water.
We have to boil the water frequently here, which is why we get bottled water. That's a nice Texas fully loaded cup that's not hot anymore.
That's not what?
Hot. So we can't see the logo.
What do you mean?
It's the one that when you pour it in hot, when the cup gets hot, you see the picture. It's available on our Texas fully loaded shop.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
Well,
are we gonna watch it
Here
live?
we go, folks. This is called product placement. This happens to be one of Sandra's worst situations. So,
pull it back some, Walt. The camera.
oh my Lord! Check it out, people. Can you see it now?
There you go.
That's right. How much are these?
I don't remember. $16.
Oh man. That's right, folks. Before your very eyes for $16.99. Hey, what happened to 1836?
I don't remember. Hold on.
A coffee cup for $18.36 that only labels you when the coffee is hot.
Ah! Well, the website's down for some reason.
Look at that, folks. It's a full map of Texas. Now, this has got to be the coolest thing ever. For $16.99, you too. Go ahead, Sandra. What's our www.texasfullyloaded.com? Go to our merch store. That's right.
Yes.
Because yours
It's
truly.
being weird right now, though.
Enter the product code BACONATION, which doesn't mean anything, nor will you get anything out of it. But for $16.99, you too can have a coffee mug shipped to you that, well, when it's hot, you know what's hot. But when it's cool, you just don't know much.
I'm going to have Dad go back and watch this. Time mark at 11:30.
Oh, he doesn't watch it now already?
Well, he's at work right this minute.
Oh, sure he is.
We need people to buy more hats and mugs so he doesn't have to go back to the post office anymore.
Post office. Joe Biden is your boss. That's what you get.
You've heard the rant. Oh.
Hey, check it out, folks. So, yeah, look. So I went ahead and dumped out half the coffee just so we could watch this thing start moving its way downward, and look at it's doing. See? Uh-oh. That's right.
There you go. Let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be
God,
back
another
in
one?
about 3 minutes.
Is it the same commercial you're doing? How come we're not discussing anything about what's his name?
What's his name, Walter?
Santos.
Oh, is he still relevant? I'll pull him up in a minute. Let's take a commercial break. We'll come back and talk about our boy Santos. How does that sound? Okay. We'll be right back, y'all. are back with a huge thank you to our amazing sponsors. Walter, send that to the other phone. Oh, just kidding. I don't have the other phone on me. Our amazing sponsors, the Montgomery County Tea Party. Don't forget the first and the third Monday of every month, which is tonight. Make sure it's Citizens Grill in Conroe, Texas. The meeting starts at 6:30 sharp, so get there early so you can get something to eat. And of course, the Vietnam Veterans of America, their service and sacrifice went far beyond a distant shore. They continue to serve their communities and their fellow veterans and their families. So make sure when you see a Vietnam Veteran of America, you tell them welcome home. And then also buy a raffle ticket, get a poppy, whatever they're doing, be a part of it. You're not going to want to regret it. And at the end of October, there's going to be the statewide convention is being hosted by the Baytown chapter. So they're getting ready and all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. So be ready for that. It's going to be exciting. You definitely want to be a part. You know that we are going to do whatever we can to be a part of it as well.
Check it out. Look. This means I'm drinking. That's right. My mug ain't so hot up top no more, is it now? For $16.99, you too can be in awe over Texas fully loaded while drinking your coffee.
Yes. And you typically can go to our website and go right to it, but for some reason it's not working. It was working yesterday.
The website is not working?
Our website is, Dad's is not. But if you want to order some, just let me know. I'll get them for you.
Oh my
Just
God. No, you're not supposed to be contacting a friend. You're supposed to be pushing buttons, making it happen.
I didn't do it. My website's working.
Tell your dad to get a website that works.
I will.
Man.
Moving forward. But we do have awesome merchandise.
So Miss Patty down. Hey, Miss Patty, you like those? Aren't those cool? Those are Texas bags for cool dads. That's right.
I'm trying to keep up with the comments, but it's hard right this minute because I'm too far away from that screen. And this one's too small.
Well, you know what? And you too. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Awkward silence. Never supposed to have awkward silence. Come on.
Okay. You wanted to talk about Santos.
Oh, you got to play the part. Come on, let's do it.
Seditious. Saucy. Salacious. Stephanic. Scammer. Santos.
It's wrong. So your buddy George.
And hey, listen, just so you know, I just want to hear the song. I have nothing. I haven't paid attention to that idiot since he first got arrested and indicted. I mean, who cares? What'd you come up with?
So apparently there's late breaking stuff that happened within the last 4 hours.
Oh my gosh. What do you do?
George Santos says his ex fundraiser was caught using a fake name, tried a new tactic, spelling it backwards.
So what's the fake name come out to be? I'm not reading that small. Come on now.
I don't know. I didn't click on it. But and then also he's not planning on taking the plea deal.
Well, how's that dude Raffaello that was his campaign manager and campaign consultant or whatever he was? That worked in his official office.
He's playboying himself on social media, so I have no idea.
Isn't he living here in Texas now, working with the Texas Scorecard and Empower Texans and Paladin and all them guys?
I think so. Well, I don't know that he's living in Texas, but I know he's been at least in contact and all that jazz with people.
Is he selling his pegging gear yet?
I don't know what's happening here.
What?
I don't know what's happening.
Where's the show?
We are doing the show. It's being weird. See, look.
Yeah, you're literally.
Okay, is that better?
I guess that 2 hours of Bluey didn't last, did it now?
Well, she doesn't understand why I'm on my phone and not on the computer. So then she thought that I was off the air.
Doesn't matter. Hey, tell her children should be seen and not heard. That's what I was told all my life.
Well, there's probably a reason for that, Walt. Go play. We're almost off the air.
Did you go to the pool?
No, the pool's closed today.
Hey, wait a second. Put her back on real quick. Can she hear me?
Hey, wait. Charlotte, come here. Your adoring audience wants you. Oh, wait.
Can she hear me now?
Can you hear?
Can you hear me? Hey, Charlotte. Charlotte, did you know that they caught alligators in the pool? Alligators and cocaine sharks. Yeah, alligators in the pool.
Yeah, go on. He's crazy. Cocaine sharks.
Well, actually, in Laredo, it's cocaine alligators because you know how they're getting across now. And yes, folks, there's been alligators in the Rio Grande for years. Good God.
Him like it's brand new. Like some rogue Republican candidate from 2022 and 2020 just came up with that all on her own.
Hey, look. It's like a fun YR party right here.
Just the tip is showing.
This coffee cup is like a YR wearing pants. They're half off.
I liked mine better.
Yeah, well, except mine's got more controversy and it's more factual.
Oh, no, I think mine was pretty factual.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so your buddy George. Just as a FYI, my dad used to make us learn how to say our names backwards.
Really?
Yeah, I'm Ardnass.
My name is Retlaw.
Retlaw and Ardnass.
Is what?
I'm Ardnass.
Yeah, you do have an Ardnass.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, good stuff. Well,
I'm glad that you made us look up George Santos. Thank you.
Hey, man. I mean, you know.
I wasn't feeling creepy or
Yeah.
in a while.
Hey, when are some of the new commercials coming out that you're doing?
Is that a hint that I should do a new commercial?
Man, you should be doing some sort of. You're a content creator. Come on, girl. Social media influencer. Look at you. You get 37 likes per week.
Well, do what I can.
One day you're going to be as good as me. If you go to my Twitter right now, TX at TX Baconation, you're soon to find that what's happening. That's right. I'm soon to cross over 300. I will then have 300 X followers. I didn't say Twitter. 300. I'm just a social media sensation since Michael Yon is like, dude, whatever. At least I didn't have the key to the hotel at the Cobble Inn. She's a good girl, loves her mama.
Her door gets stuck every once in a while. She's upset because she can't get in a room.
And America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis. Loves horses and her boyfriend Jim.
Jim?
I didn't write the song.
Boyfriend too.
Oh, you do know the song. Well, that's good.
Of course I know that song.
It's a long day living in La Boda and the freeway. It's Mines Road through the yard. I'm a bad boy because I cussed at Henry Cuellar. And the good boys are at home with broken hearts. And I'm free. Free trade agreement. In Laredo.
Well, I mean, technically we could be free balling in Laredo because we don't have balls. That's more of an Eagle Pass thing.
That's an Eagle Pass thing. That's right. Well, tune in,
Well,
folks. Governor Abbott will be coming to you live with a conference from here in Eagle Pass, Texas, very, very soon.
I was going to say, do we have a thing on that yet?
No. It's going to be a surprise. They didn't want people to know they were coming. Although the fun part is, so the Florida troopers are fixing to rotate out. Someone new is going to be coming in. There are several new governors coming in. So we think it's going to be the governors who have lent their, I think South Dakota's got some troopers down here. But anyway, Florida Highway
Have lent
Patrol
their extra hands to support our balls.
The Florida Highway Patrol guys have been great. Whether you're a Ron DeSantis supporter or not doesn't matter. The fact is that these guys are actually actively taking chase. They did deter people. They told people to get back across the river, and they did. So they physically have deflected. So that was the coolest thing ever. Anyway, I'm hoping the GOP doesn't flame out like they did in 2016 and just go split and go complete and total Lincoln Project on everybody.
See, I had a really good little line there, and you just plowed right through it. So it's fine.
Well, I mean, hey man, this is a ballistic show, remember? Anyway, what was that one-liner? Go ahead, put it out there.
You said that it was probably going to be Governor Abbott and some of the other governors that came down and whatever. And I said, no, the governors that lent their hands to support our balls.
I don't know. I kind of like these governors. Their taxpayers are helping the state of Texas out. It's creating a compact, and whether you want the interstate compact or not doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that what it's doing is it's guaranteeing that they don't get the busloads of illegals to their state like what's going to New York and others. Yeah. As soon as you see a New York statey come down here, boy, that's when it's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
Now, guys, I need you. We do tease about being content creators and social media influencers, but we kind of are in a silly way, but we do. But we need your support in that. So we need you to, number one, we need you to like and follow our pages. Those are vital.
Like and share.
And then we need you to support us. And you go to TexasFullyLoaded.com, click on the hashtag We the People Work, or you can go to Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo.
It's called social media welfare for those of you that don't have regular jobs like people like me. So anyway, yeah. Social media welfare.
Wow. Yep. I mean, it's not like we're not dancing for our pennies.
But you could be, but you don't know how to dance. We've already established that.
I can dance. I got moves.
Hey, you can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. And if friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. Folks, that's the safety dance. And I perform the safety dance. No. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. You can't win them all.
No goofy white chicks is a sign that's on the outside of my closet. I don't even let them in my closet.
There is no closet.
You can go where you want to. The night is young and so am I.
Anyway, well, tomorrow's Tuesday, so we'll have John Boucher on here. I can't wait to hear about his award. I
cannot wait. I'm actually going to be filming from Colorado. It'll be great. I'm going to put the mountains behind me.
Colorado? When did that happen?
Well, I'll be up in Taos, New Mexico, doing some fun stuff, man. It's going to be great.
Interesting. That's not the conversation we had, but that's fine.
Interesting indeed.
It's fine, America. Y'all can find out before I do. It's fine. We're out of time, guys.
Out of time, and I can no longer rhyme. That's right. It's Monday. It's fun day. So make sure you start your week.
It's been a fun one, you guys.
Start your week with a roar. Grr, baby, grr.
Bye, y'all. Hey, Charlotte, you want to say bye, y'all? Oh, she's going to get mad later. Well, bye, y'all.